One of the things I'm finding as one of the editors of the Joseph Smith papers is Joseph Smith, of course, after the Missouri incarceration, led the church in taking the petitions for redress to meet with President Van Buren, to present them to the Congress and the President to try to get some of their civil rights protected. And it's the least documented period in Joseph's life, is that time from December to about April, December of 39 to April of 40. And one way of finding out what Joseph was doing is to look at the publications of the individuals who were there and heard him preach. And that's why I'm suggesting that Orson Pratt's, I think Orson probably heard Joseph Smith preach in very strong terms about his first vision, and then went off to Scotland and published it as he'd heard Joseph give it. Parley, there's some doctrines in not just Parley's, but other Mormon writers like Benjamin Winchester and Samuel Bennett, people that are unknown today in the church, but for the first time in their missionary tracts, doctrines that we've come to associate with Joseph Smith are first reflected. And it's the first time Joseph doesn't have Oliver or Sidney or the Whitmers around to be spokesman for him or to give all the public things. Joseph is sort of on his own, and he'd given talks, don't get me wrong, he'd talked before, but here he's really in a national audience. People know him, and they are newspaper reporters come to hear him talk. So we get bits and pieces, but boy, wouldn't we love to have an extended diary of anybody that was with Joseph for that period. So we're still looking for those records. There are bits and pieces. We have letters of Parley and we have letters of Orson. Some of Orson's 1830 diaries in the church archives. BYU owns Parley's journal of his mission to Chile in 1851. We have that original. And we have a few original pieces of poetry that he wrote.